The Vex-High hunting pack had been tracking the human ship for 3 solar cycles, their sleek vessels moving like shadows through the asteroid field of Kepler 442. Commander Zethkar's mandibles clicked with satisfaction as he watched the small, research vessel's erratic flight pattern on his tactical display. "The prey grows desperate," he hissed to his lieutenant. "Soon we will have fresh meat for the cubs back home." What the Vex-High didn't know was that Dr. Mino Chen had been watching them just as intently. Her dark eyes reflected the blue glow of her ship's sensors as she tracked each predator vessel with methodical precision. Beside her, James Morrison nervously adjusted his engineer's toolkit. "Mino, they've got us outgunned 5-1, James whispered, his voice tight with worry. "Maybe we should signal for help from the nearest colony?" Mino shook her head, her black hair catching the starlight through the viewport. "No time, James. Besides, I have a better idea." She smiled, but there was something fierce in her expression that made James take a step back. "Tell me, what do you know about Vex-High social structure?" James blinked, confused by the seemingly random question. They're pack hunters? Highly territorial? They care deeply about their young?" "Exactly." Mino's fingers danced across her console, bringing up biological data on the Vex-High species. "And what happens to pack hunters when their cubs are starving?" The answer hit James like a plasma bolt. "They become desperate, reckless, and predictable," Mino added, her smile widening. Through the comm system, Zethkar's guttural voice crackled with menace. "Human vessel, you are surrounded. Surrender now and your death will be swift." Instead of responding to the transmission, Mino opened a different channel, one broadcasting on emergency frequencies across 3 star systems. Her voice was calm, almost conversational. "This is Dr. Mino Chen aboard the research vessel Curiosity. I'm currently being hunted by a Vex-High pack in the Kepler 442 asteroid field. For anyone listening, I want you to know that I'm about to attempt something that goes against every survival instinct I have." James stared at her in horror. "Mino, what are you doing?" She held up a finger, continuing her broadcast. "You see, these Vex-High hunters are far from home. Their ships show signs of long-range travel, depleted energy reserves, and if my scans are correct, they've got cubs aboard their vessels, cubs who haven't had a proper meal in weeks." On his command bridge, Zethkar's eyes narrowed. How could the human know about the cubs? The pack had been traveling for months, following rumors of easy prey in the outer colonies. Resources were running low, and yes, the cubs were hungry. They were always hungry. Mino continued her broadcast, but now she was speaking directly to the Vex-High. "Commander Zethkar, I know you can hear this. Your cubs are malnourished, I can tell from the stress patterns in your communication frequencies. You're not just hunting for sport, you're hunting because you're desperate." "Silence," Zethkar roared. "Prepare to be boarded, human." But Mino wasn't finished. "I'm going to power down my weapons and open my cargo bay. Inside, you'll find something that might interest you more than my flesh." James grabbed her arm. "Have you lost your mind?" "Trust me," she whispered, then louder. "James, please open Cargo Bay 7 and activate the environmental controls." With trembling hands, James complied. The cargo bay doors slid open, revealing dozens of sealed containers. As the environmental systems activated, a rich, appetizing aroma began to drift into space, the unmistakable scent of fresh meat and nutrients. On the Vex-High ships, the cubs began to whimper and scratch at the walls of their holding chambers. The adults, despite their predatory nature, felt their own mouths water at the unexpected fragrance. "It's a trap," Zethkar's lieutenant warned. "The human seeks to poison us." But Mino's voice came through the comm again, gentler now. "It's not poison, Commander, it's food, real food. I've been studying your species for years, and I know what proper Vex-High cubs need to grow strong. Synthesized protein compounds, calcium supplements, trace minerals from your homeworld. I've got enough to feed your pack for months." She paused, letting that sink in. "I also know that you're not evil, Commander. You're parents. And parents do whatever it takes to feed their children." Zethkar's claws dug into his command chair. This human was offering them exactly what they needed, but why? What did she want in return? "What is your price, human?" he finally asked. "No price," Mino replied. "Just a conversation. And maybe, if you're interested, a trade agreement between your people and mine. You see, Commander, humans have a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Maybe it's time our villages started working together." James stared at his colleague in amazement. She hadn't just avoided a fight. She'd turned potential enemies into potential allies by appealing to the one thing that transcended species barriers: parental love. One by one, the HFY ships powered down their weapons. The smallest vessel, carrying the cubs, docked first. As young HFY poured into the cargo bay, their eyes wide with hunger and wonder, their parents watched nervously from the doorways. Mino knelt down to the cubs' level, offering them food with gentle hands. "There you go, little ones. Eat as much as you want." Commander Zethkar approached slowly, his massive frame dwarfing the human scientist. "You could have died today, human. Why did you risk everything for our cubs?" Mino looked up at him, her eyes bright with unshed tears. "Because I've seen what hunger does to children, Commander. No child should go hungry regardless of their species." As the cubs fed and played, their parents began to relax. James found himself in conversation with HFY engineers, exchanging technical knowledge and stories from their respective worlds. Hours later, as the impromptu feast continued, Zethkar approached Mino again. "Dr. Chen, my pack and I pledge ourselves to your protection. If you are ever in danger, call upon the HFY and we will come." Mino smiled, watching as human and alien children played together in the cargo bay. "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship, Commander." The trap had been set for a human, but she had set a table instead, and around that table, two species discovered that the greatest strength wasn't in their weapons or their ships. It was in their willingness to care for each other's young. In the depths of space where darkness and danger lurked in every shadow, humanity had once again proven that sometimes the most powerful weapon was simply knowing when not to fight.